Yeah.
The suburbia is peaceful and nice, away from the busy city.
We didn't have a Hills Hoist, but what we did have was a dunny up the backyard. So you had to go up there last thing at night in the dark. I remember feeling around where I had to sit and feeling something furry. I ran out of there so quickly I didn't go to the toilet that night.
Hi, my name's Charlie. I like walking to school. I am Ben and I live in Ashburton and I like to talk to neighbours over the fence.
Hi, I'm John and this is Will. I remember growing up in suburbia and walking on the nature strip and getting bindies or burning your feet on the hot asphalt. And I remember playing footy in the street and then the game would be stopped by everyone saying, "Car! Bye."
When I was a kid, we used to all play in the streets after school because it was in Carlton, Fitzroy in the 40s, early 50s. And but we never had watches. We just used to know we had to come in by 5 o'clock, and everyone's mother used to be out calling out, so that's how we knew the time.
Memory is my dog waiting for me, and then walking through the park, meeting the neighbours, getting to know the park itself, and just the walk from the tram to the terminus to home, the neighbourhood. That and a Hills Hoist story is, of course, swinging from the Hills Hoist with friends.
I own a Hills Hoist and I can't put blue pegs on my line because my bowerbirds come and steal them.
Clayton, where the temporary factories never went away, where we lived amongst the migrants and learned racist chants that we never realised were racist, where we were scared of the men sitting outside the espresso bar all day, and where we dared each other to survive just 1 minute in the delicatessen without holding our breath.
Hello! Where's the camera? There it is. Hello! Boom! Say boom. Boom! Boom! Boom!
I grew up in the Sutherland Shire in Sydney. My cousins next door had, we had a paddock at the back of our house and they had a chicken pen, and when my parents were away we used to get chickens and throw them and have chicken races and we'd bet on the chickens, and that was our source of entertainment in the holidays.
I grew up in Coogee in Sydney. I don't know if they heard that I grew up in Coogee, and there were lots of kids on our street, and my brother and I played wars against my neighbours, the girls against boys.
I grew up in Dubbo, New South Wales, and there was a river that went through one side of Dubbo to the other, and me and my siblings used to go from one bridge to the other on a rubber tyre.
Smell of freshly grown mown grass on an athletic sports day, growing up in Rhodesia in the 1970s.
Picking corn, beans and spuds for dinner, plucking feathers from the chickens and eating burnt sausages and rissoles. This is my dad looking after his 4 kids after Mum died. Walking through the snow-covered suburban streets of Sheffield, England on the way to school.
I remember my brother. He tied me to the Hills Hoist and decided to leave me there. I didn't get off the Hills Hoist until Mum came home from work. In the meantime, it had started raining and I was saturated.
Hi, it was a different time when I was growing up, and you'd get home from school and you'd jump on your dragster bike and you'd just ride and you'd ride and you'd ride until it was dark, and then you'd go home, you'd have dinner, and then the following afternoon you'd get home, you'd jump on your dragster bike and you'd go round and you'd go round and you'd go round, and that's what we did, and it was great.
Hello!
Hi, my dad, his job was to take the clothes off the clothesline. He would ask me to come down and help him, and I had to put my arms out like this, and he would pile all the clothes on top of my arms and I would carry them inside, and that was the job I did with my father.
I live up in the Dandenong Ranges in Belgrave, and it's absolutely swarming with artists and musicians and poets and unusual type people. And so a friend of mine, Jedi Jenny, and I'm Captain Emma, we run a radio program called the Hills Hoist, and it's on MDR, which is www.re-entangle.com.
Hello, Mama. What the hell? A memory?
What? My favourite suburb memory is running under the sprinkler at summertime, running through the sprinkler, running through the
Mine's doing acts at school and doing all that.
Yes, I remember we had a clothes horse over in Heidelberg, and we used to clean out the budgie cage on the clothes horse with the hose. And this particular day, it's a beautiful sunny day on the big clothes horse, and I opened the door of the cage and out flew the budgie. So that was pretty sad, but that was my best experience in Heidelberg.
I remember having cherry trees on the lawn, of walking along the creek, of going with friends to the baths that were open to the sky. And I wonder whether having more houses for people and more concrete for cars has helped us have a better life.
I'd like to tell a story about Paris Street, Burwood. I grew up there in the early 50s. It was a housing commission suburb with people living alongside each other in a community. It was a fun place to grow up.
Hi, I'm Sophie the giraffe. And I'm Clarence the cow. They play an important part of life in the suburbs, don't you? Yeah!
Hello, I'm Helen.
I'm Simone.
And my favourite memory, slower than me, is hanging out nappies in Canberra, which were stiff as a board when I used to go out to get them off the line the next day.
Hello, my name is Simone, and my favourite memory of the suburb is growing up on the northern suburbs, far northern suburbs of Sydney, on the edge of the Coringo Chase National Park. So there was lots of hills, and I can remember riding my bike from the top of the street, 2 streets away, no hands, hooning down the road, hooning around the corner, no hands, sunburnt, no helmet.
The trees are beautiful. I will always miss them. Bye. Thanks.
I remember growing up near a national park, and my brother caught a blue-tongue lizard one day, and he brought it home, and it had this blue tongue, and it bit him, and his red blood on his finger with the blue tongue of the lizard I'll never forget. And now they're not around anymore. A bit sad. I love that lizard.
You beat us?